Hello, fellow wanderers. I'm Endri, and thank you for joining me as we wander through Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic II. Yes, I'm restarting this series. I've got a few ideas in mind. One is we're going to actually play through both paths at the same time with two different characters. So, as before, we're going to go with the Jedi Guardian here. And we're going to remake Salak here, the sociopath that he is. Let's see here. What do I want to use for his picture? That'll work. Attributes. So we're definitely going to want some strength. And we're definitely going to want some con. Everything to 10. We got 2 more points remaining. Let's see here. I don't really want to drop these down. So let's put Dex up to 12. That'll work. He's not a very force-using character anyway. I get 4 skill points. I'm not going to put them in Persuade. I don't think it fits the character that well. So we're going to actually put it in Demolitions, which really fits the character well. Feats here. We've got a bunch of feats. Let's see here. What I primarily want... What are you? Force jump. I think we get that automatically anyway. I definitely want to grab 2-weapon fighting. Yeah, definitely. Name. Let's go. I'm going to play through good and evil with different characters here. Oop, yep, don't let that play. We have our tutorial here. I am going to be skipping this.
You lie in the medical room in critical condition.
Basically, the Ebon Hawk is... Come on,
Your fate.
Let me skip this, please. Thank you. Anyway, the ship is blown up. We're in the medical bay. Bad things have happened. I don't like the prologue. It's a little bit too tutorial-y, and that voice interrupts you all the time. It's not that fun. Basically, all you need to know is something bad happened. We were on this ship. The little droid fixed it, and now we are... Well, you'll see where we are. A lot of screen flicker this time. Interesting. So we're here in our Kotor tank. And bad things have happened. So this is going to be a pure Darkside run. I will be attempting to talk to everyone and go through their dialogue options.
Awaken.
Voice acting, right. I'll go through going through everyone's dialogue options. I'll be trying not to skip through it in case you choose to watch the light side run or the dark side run and not both. It shouldn't be a major deal. I'm not sure how long I'm going to make each video. I know a lot of this is going to be rehashed content for people who watched the partial run through with Salak before. I just was not happy with how that run turned out. It just didn't end up as well as I would like. We could return there to heal, though it's really not all that necessary. And let's head through here. Grab some med packs. Those are useful. And let's sit through some logs, shall we?
Still examining the survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Only one survivor, placed in the Kotor tank for recovery. The carbon scoring on the vessel suggests it was in a battle, but no indication of who fired on it. Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Paragus asteroid field without the asteroid drift charts. Aside from the lone survivor, we recovered an old woman. No life signs. There was also a protocol droid and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to... Could be a Jedi, but we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially Kotor, are already Another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the Kotor tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident, but we couldn't get any specifics. Miners about the Jedi. A number of the droids have been acting oddly, and not even memory wipes seem to be fixing the problem. There was a detonation in another one of the fuel vents the droids were working in. We deactivated several of them and moved them down to maintenance, but we're still treating the plasma burns. That cuts us down to almost half shifts, and with the droids malfunctioning, we may not make the Telos shipment for this month. Fortunately, the detonation didn't cause a lockdown.
Warning. There has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No! If the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay! Everyone evacuate!
Well, it sounds like something bad has happened here. All of the patients are deceased except for 3, which was us, and we have recovered. Access the patient treatments. All subjects treated for plasma burns. Last treatment request resulted in death for all subjects except patient 3, who was reduced to minimal life signs. Alright, well, we can access the camera from here. Got someone in the morgue. Let's go ahead and unlock the storage room while we're at it. No reason not to. Access the inventory. Looks as any number of medical-based items can be manufactured using the medical workbench next to the terminal. That would be that bench right there. And that's about it. Let's go ahead and open this up. We get some chemicals. It's nice to have. And some med packs. We look at the lab station. We could learn about crafting or breaking down items. I'm not too worried about that at the moment. We could create some mines, minor frag mines. They don't take a lot. Well, I mean, they do take a lot. 50 chemicals. We've got 25, so why don't I just create it? Chemical cost 50, total chemicals 25. Probably won't actually let us create it. As our skill goes up, those costs will go down. We have a corpse. All of them looks dead, but there's no sign of what killed her. And a corpse with a plasma torch, an item that we will use for the rest of the game. A very useful item indeed.
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead? I
thought you were dead.
Close to death. Yes, closer than I'd like. You have the smell of the Kotor tank about you. How do you feel?
Enough with this false concern. What do you want?
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened?
I'm the one asking the questions. How did I get here?
I confess I know little more than you do. I do not know where here is. I do recall rescuing you. The Republic ship you were on was attacked, and you were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt.
You think I'm a Jedi, you're mistaken.
Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down.
That is no business of yours.
So it would seem. Keep your past and let us focus on the now.
Very well. How do we get out of here?
I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived in, the Ebon Hawk, must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
We? Why do you think we are together in this?
We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed.
I'll go look for a ship and some weapons.
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions.
Just stay out of my way, or you'll end up like these corpses.
I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
Yeah, we're a nice guy, aren't we? Let's see here. Oops. We want to equip the plasma torch. There we go. A very useful weapon indeed. And it's open. Yay for easy XP. Loot is semi-randomized in this game. Do keep that in mind, so if you are playing this yourself, you may end up with very different items than I do. In the meantime, let's go ahead and equip that vibro cutter. I swear there was a quick swap button. Ah, yeah, H. There it is. I don't want to pause. Stop with the tutorials, please. Thank you. Flurry. That's the one I want. Never found a way to make their death noise quiet. It is quite loud despite the rest of the volume settings. Mining laser, I don't particularly care too much for that. And we shouldn't be too far from our first level up, all things considered. Nothing on those corpses? Really? That's disappointing. Anything on you? Neural pacifier. It can be useful for the stun effect. And here we go. Security tunneler. And the security locker, which is fairly well locked. Let's watch some videos, shall we?
Is this thing on? All right, all hands, especially you, Kotor, listen up, because I'm not going to say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is going to take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Paragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragus II and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out. And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just Kotor and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility's gonna be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives. So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I could just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the Exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot. I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me out of the administration console. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt Kotor or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this, but I'm not taking any chances while we're sitting in the middle of this asteroid minefield. Whoever's responsible won't be able to have the droids rescue him after I lock him up. Nothing will cut through that door. He'll be trapped. I secured the stealth field generator inside one of the footlockers in the security storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid's sensors. All I need to do is equip the belt, and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, they shouldn't detect me. If any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should buy me enough time to get to the override switch I set up in the communications blister console. I'd rather shut them down than destroy them. I want to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. Maybe even turn them against whoever's sabotaging them.
Right. So, bad things have been happening. And we can look through the cameras here. Oh, there's an ambush up ahead. Holding cells. Yep. No overloading consoles on this one, it looks like. And cutscene.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives. Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
With Krea's help, you have gained the passive precognition power. When this power is triggered, you should save your game. Honestly, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Atten has much the same ability. Oh, you might want to save now.
You hear it. It is fate, but it is there.
I feel strange, like the sedatives are wearing off.
It is the Force, you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget.
It has been almost a decade. I had forgotten.
Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
Gaining experience will slowly re-establish your connection to the Force. Go to the level up screen and choose your Force abilities. So there we go, automatic level 2. Very nice to have. We will not be auto-leveling. So we're going to stick with our demolition skill here for now. We are Force sensitive and we have Unarmed Specialist 1, which is okay to have. We'll take a look at what that does real quick. That's 1 to 4 damage to all unarmed attacks, automatically gained at 2nd level. It's not bad. We can get up to 3rd rank, 3 to 12. I mean, you could play an unarmed character fairly well in this particular game. we're not worried about finesse as an ability. We could add class skills, but what's the point? We don't have any intelligence to spend on it. Dueling I don't like. Toughness is fairly useful in general. Conditioning is as well. Empathy is whatever. This character's not going to bother. And we will eventually want to get heavy armor. Surprisingly enough, it will be fairly useful. I am not going to be using a lightsaber with this particular build. I am going to go with melee weapon all the way up. So keep that in mind. We will probably work on this tree in a bit. However, actually we can grab toughness later. It's not a big deal. Oh no, we'll start working down toughness. That'll be fine. We have powers. I'm grabbing burst of speed because burst of speed is awesome, even though I don't utilize it nearly as often as I should. So you can see there, those are locked. We're going to come back for them later. If we had stealth, we could avoid all of the droids that are going to be coming up in this room. However, even if I make a character with a light side run that has stealth, I will not be doing so. You lose all of the XP for the droids, and while that doesn't seem like a big deal, that is a lot of lost XP. And the big thing you'll find between the dark side and the light side run is you lose a lot of XP opportunities, but you also lose a lot of money. You lose a lot of money playing a light side character, and I cannot believe that is that loud. That is infuriatingly loud. Fortunately, after we get off of Paragus, it's not going to be that big of a deal. As you can see, these things can in fact hit the broadside of a barn. However, we do have very slow regenerating health, which means we're not really in any great danger. You just shot me, you stupid droid. And now you're dead. Alright, no loot on him. I'll grab these other supplies. Got it. I think that killed all of the droids on the floor. Let's see, if we look over here. Force field's still up. We'll head up. Can't go that way yet. We'll head up here real quick. I think there might be a droid. I was gonna say I think there's a supply canister. I couldn't remember if there were droids up here. Components. I'm glad to have those at least. I'm not certain what I want to play as the light side character quite yet. I will probably play a Sentinel. I could play a Counselor to do the more Force side of this, but I don't particularly want to. And the force field is deactivated. Awesome. So let's go ahead and we can pop in here.
Beyond this door, someone yet lives. Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read. But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
Right.
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulation uniform while I've been in here?
I don't have time for this. Tell me what happened here, now.
You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will soon be crawling up your ion engine in no time. But the story gets better. See, some of the miners get it into their ferrocrete skulls that since the Jedi's unconscious, they can collect the bounty the exchange has posted for live Jedi. Well, what passes for the law here didn't like that idea. So the two groups started fighting.
Then there was some big explosion, and then I was sitting here for a long time, waiting for some half-naked miner to show up and ask a bunch of questions.
There's a bounty on captured Jedi? Why?
Don't know much about it. Maybe the Exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking to collect. Not many Jedi left. Wouldn't surprise me if the bounty's pretty high.
Not many Jedi left. What happened to them?
The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows?
The stories I heard were of the Sith, not the Jedi.
Yeah, Revan, Malak, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been?
Just tell me what happened next.
Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malak turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course.
I was led to believe Revan saved the Jedi and the Republic.
I guess. There's rumors all over space about it. All I heard was Revan returned to pay Malak back for trying to kill her in the first place. You know women.
How long have you been in that cage? Revan was a man, not a woman.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman.
This discussion about Revan is pointless. I need to know what happened here.
Look, no offense or anything, but your weird half-naked interrogation isn't my idea. Hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about. Where is everybody?
Stop playing dumb. You must have seen what took place.
From my beautiful view in this security cage? Look, I heard some explosions, some emergency alarms, some toxic gas pouring out of the vents. Maybe none of them survived whatever happened. And if they're all gone... Look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times.
How could you possibly be of any use to me?
Just in case you don't understand the trouble we're in, let me lay it out for you.
This facility is a series of mining tunnels dropping kilometers into the asteroid's core. Every worker and droid here has been cleared, then triple cleared for hazardous operations. This facility has an operational threat level so high they don't let uncleared starships in system out of fear that an accidental engine discharge will create a very brief, very hot new sun in this sector.
You know why? Because every asteroid in this orbiting minefield has deposits of Paragian fuel within it. That means when one decides to pop, its brothers and sisters are going to come along for the ride. One explosion, you might survive. But 100? 1,000? You'll be riding out of here on a comet trail, Jedi. So if something's gone wrong here, you can cling to the Force all you want. But nothing will stop this place from going critical.
Somewhere in your idiotic rant, you failed to explain how you can be of any use to me.
This facility isn't a military installation, which means we may have a chance. You shut down this cell security field, and I can reroute the emergency system so we can get to the hangars. We grab a ship, and then we fly out of here.
I'll switch off this cage, but if you try and run, I'll cut you down without a second thought.
Great. Now to business. Let's get to the command console.
Just stay ahead of me and don't make any sudden moves.
All right, here we are. Now this console is set on automatic hail. You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters. Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here, and suddenly you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Pazak. The console's ours. Now, all we need to do is reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown. Hey!
If I hear any more bad news, I'm going to get violent.
This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down from remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean.
Did somebody do that on purpose?
That's my guess. To cut off the console specifically from remote, then sever the hub. Doesn't get any more deliberate than that.
Must be some way to end the lockdown from here.
I doubt it. All we have is communications back. For all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us.
Let's see if we can try and reach someone on the comm.
Be my guest. Not much else we can do. The comm's all yours.
And we gain some Darkside points, but I think we're going to call it a part here. So, until our paths cross again, have fun and stay safe, everyone.